Hey you guys, welcome to WILDsides. Today we're going to be learning how to make an artifact sifter. So let's get right to it. First, to make an artifact sifter, you're going to have to collect your items. So first, we're going to have a wire cutters, and that's going to be for cutting wires. And then we're going to have a saw, and that will be for cutting our PVC. Because PVC is sold in about 10-foot increments, we're going to have to cut this into a few different sections. Then you're going to need some PVC cement to attach it all together, some zip ties to attach your hardware cloth to your PVC, and last but not least, your hardware cloth. So let's get to making it. Now the great thing about PVC cement is that the brush is already inside, so all you got to do is give it a little shake and then pop it open. Just pop it open. So simply pop it open. It's not opening. So step one is you just pop it open, as so. And see, here we have all that nice, yummy blue cement. So we're going to start attaching pieces together. Now, the length that these pieces were cut to is going to be about 2 feet by 1 feet. And all you really need to know is that you're making a rectangle, so 2 end pieces need to be the same length and the 2 side pieces need to be the same length. It doesn't really matter how long they are, just whatever feels comfortable for you. So I've got about 1 foot by 2 foot. And in addition to those 4 pieces, we've got 4 90-degree angles. Now, if you're curious about what size PVC I'm using, it's 1.5 inch diameter. And so the same for the 90-degree angle so that it'll fit on nice and snug. Now that we've got one end piece attached, we're going to attach the other angle to it, because before this piece dries, you're going to want to make sure that both angles are facing the same way. Of course, you can always move this one since it'll still be wet, but just a precaution. So now we're going to go ahead and put our side pieces in. So we've got the sides here. And there is number 2. And now for the final piece. We've got the 2 aligned, they are parallel, all is well in the world. So we're going to go ahead and add the cement to this guy. Go ahead and pop an angle on it. Just for ease, we're going to add cement to the inside of the angle. Since this guy's already standing up, go ahead and make sure it's aligned and pop it down. And we've got ourselves a rectangle. Make sure it's all nice and sturdy. Lean on it in different directions. Feels pretty good. So here we have the frame for our artifact sifter. Now I know I'm calling it an artifact sifter, but it is a sifter of a number of things. You can use these for shark's teeth, for arrowheads, for if you're rock hounding and you're looking for gems, if you're metal detecting, if you're looking for fossils, whatever. As long as you're scooping dirt into here, shaking it out, and revealing what doesn't go through. So now we have our hardware cloth, and all this is just a wire mesh. And you're going to want to make sure that the frame of your sifter does not exceed the height of it, otherwise you aren't going to be able to attach it. But other than that, you're just going to cut it down so that it is a little larger than the frame so that you can attach it to the bottom. So we'll go ahead, measure it out, and start clipping away with our wire cutters. Now keep in mind that all this can be adjusted as far as measurements goes to the size of what you're looking for. Now this is 1/2 inch wire mesh, and if you're looking for something like shark's teeth, you might want something a little smaller because shark's teeth can get down to a pretty small size, so maybe like 1/4 inch. Take this guy and complete some very tedious work of clipping one at a time. Alright, so now as a safety precaution, I'm just going to trim off these extra little bits because the last thing you want is to get stabbed in the hand while you're sifting in a waterway. Now, the version of an artifact sifter that I am making is going to be great for the water. You can make wooden versions with the legs that'll help you move it back and forth to sift through if you're only doing it on land, but these guys work great, and as a bonus, they float around, so if you drop it, it's not going to sink to the bottom. So we're going to take our zip ties and go ahead and just start securing it along the frame. This little guy is officially complete. Some people do take pool noodles and slit them lengthwise and then attach them to the edges, and that just helps them to float better. But one thing that I do recommend is if you're gonna go out and do this, put on a pair of gloves just for your own safety, whatever you're digging up. And also this guy can have a few sharp edges. If you grab it here, there's nothing wrong, but here there are a few little pricks here and there. But other than that, this guy is good to go. Let's go ahead and put this baby to the test. Alright guys, so here we've got a little fossilized oyster shell. Here's another one. You're just gonna push your way around through these rocks. Look for anything that stands out. There's another oyster shell you can see. So you're basically just gonna keep doing this and try around different spots until you start hitting on something that you're looking for, and then just try that area more and more. I'm gonna do one last scoop, try along this cliffside, because as it rains and erodes, as the water runs through, eventually things that are way in the bottom layers of the sediment, the oldest stuff, is gonna fall down into the creek, and that's where the good stuff is, so we'll give it a go. There's a piece of river glass. Find lots of older pieces of glasses and pieces of glass in this river. So who knows how old that is. There's another oyster. That one's a little more defined. Lots of these Asian clams. So if you're looking to cook up a bunch of tiny Asian clams, go ahead. They're an invasive species. There's what's called a devil's toenail. This is a species of oyster from way back in the day, and you can see it curls around. That's kind of where I got the name toenail. Here's a worm fishing bait. Let that guy go. Pretty cool. Alright guys, here's a pretty big fossil here. It's a big old snail shell. You can see the spiral pattern. There's where the snail would have been, but that's prehistoric. It's a pretty nice find. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed learning how to make an artifact sifter. My name's Alec. Stay wild, and we'll see you next time. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed how to make... Hopefully, I can get the 90 in there now. Dries quick in this heat. Put on a pair of gloves and you should be good to go. I know there's a few I'm rambling. What's up, you guys?